Hello everyone, welcome to another match of the 2024 Blackout True Ending Randomizer Tournament. I am Masso, and I will be on commentary for this race along with Fia. Hello, Fia.
Hello.
So we have what should be a fun match today. We have Map Area Rando and Ghost Essence as our two gimmicks.
This is going to be a very fun scene.
So do you want to explain to everyone what exactly those mean?
So Ghost Essence, there's various NPCs that you have to use your Dream Nail on around the map. Then map area transition rando, all the transitions between major areas such as peaks, cliffs, and crossroads are randomized.
Yep, so we have a starting location that I don't think we've seen thus far in this tournament, and that's because in normal rando, the transition from Green Path to Crystal Peaks by the Green Path route doesn't do much of anything. But in Map Area Rando, it's a transition. So it could lead Crossroads, it could lead to Green Path, it could lead to pretty much any other right facing transition in the game.
All right, shall we count our runners down?
Sure, go right ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
So looking at our random obtains pretty quickly, we have, let's see, check Void Heart's going to require King's Brand, and it's going to require access to Basin, which is absolutely not a gimme in map area rando. We have obtained Shade Soul, obtained God Tuner, obtained Dreamgate.
Don't forget the Dream Nail.
Yeah, Dream Nail is required anyway for True Ending, but
Yeah, that'll
Long
also help.
Nail Mark of Pride. Carefree Melody is going to require both Grimchild and access to Howling Cliffs. We have, of course, Dream Nail, but that's required for Dreamgate. Hive Blood Sharp Shadow. And then we also have Visit Soul Sanctum Royal Waterways, which is interesting because any transition could lead to waterways. So we could see this get marked at like 3 minutes in. We could see it get marked at 30 minutes in. Alright, so it looks like we have the classic diagonal split. Vi and Oat are both going down towards Green Path Toll Bench. Cyclone and Seth are both going to the... Looks like Seth is not 100% sure what their plan is. Cyclone is going to Green Path Stag. I personally would have someone, and with this split, going right from the Toll Bench area to check the left side of Green Path, because you have a transition over there that's just kind of on its own otherwise. So you want to get someone over there to check that, just in case.
Yeah, and there's the Fog Canyon transition. There's the one next to Balder.
Yeah, they came out of the Boulders one. But
There should also be the one by Cliffs.
yeah, the one by Cliffs is the one they came out of.
Okay.
Seeing an early Hornet here from Cyclone.
So gonna see Dartmouth Stag and Seth.
3-notch Soul Leader, never going to complain about that.
Yep. And Vi will coming up to our first transition out of Green Buff.
And it is to Fog Canyon, it's just to the wrong part of Fog Canyon.
Interesting.
East Fog Canyon is very useful here. Getting the damage boost to check this relic. It's just a soul totem, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We get another transition immediately to the right, which normally leads to fungal wastes. So... And she just dropped right by it, so hopefully it's not anything too important.
Hopefully. It shouldn't be too hard to get back to, though. Stone Sink Bench. So
That's true.
she can go check the ones at the bottom of Fog Canyon. And the top.
Yeah, Fog Canyon has a lot of transitions and not that many checks, so getting it this early is very interesting. I'm also really hoping, for a runner's sake, that there's a bench right by Fog Canyon, because having to walk all the way back through Fog Canyon for some of these transitions would be rather doo-doo butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Choco.
Thank you, Vi, for healing.
Yeah. It's making me a bit nervous there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Seth
that
entering Fog Canyon.
Zero Notch Soul Catcher, by the way. Very nice.
Ooh. Seth is gonna make the transition to Wastes. Oh, it's a different part of Wastes.
Yep, it is Mantis Lords. Defeat Mantis Lords is a goal on the board.
Ooh, this might
So
give away the location.
it might, but I don't think this is necessarily a bad call
Yeah.
to do it just for giving away the location. I am questioning doing it without any damage or any ability to check anything. But it is worth noting that this does open up a rightwards transition out of Deep Nest that you otherwise could not access, so I don't hate this too much.
Yeah, and with one of the drop downs, it's not unreasonable that that could be a transition they run into.
Alright. Oat is checking the transition that normally goes to Crossroads, and it goes to the Deep Nest drop.
So Oat has
Which
to.
goes to
Ooh.
Resting Grounds.
So I don't believe there's any transitions they can get from grounds, but there could be some important items here.
Yeah, they do not have any transitions, but Resting Grounds does have checks, so... And having access to Resting Grounds is always very nice.
Yeah.
Cyclone is going to be a little bit behind to that, but not enough to be a big deal. And I assume the upwards transition out of Fog Canyon that normally goes to Green Path went to Crossroads, because I looked down and Vi's in Crossroads.
Yep. I think that's going to be a huge advantage for Vi and Cyclone.
Yeah, I say this is why I'm not a huge fan of this Mantis Lord's play early, is just because of the time sink.
Yeah. Especially since it's pretty easy to get back to.
I think that was a Grimchild of 30 grubs, by the way.
Ooh. It's going
And
to be
we
a grub
need that.
scene.
See Howling Wraiths in essence, and it looks like that's about it. There's Mantis Lords down from Seth. And then Vi is now in City. I assume this was from Crossroads well coming out of the waterway's manhole.
Yeah.
Good Coyote jump to make it across that gap. It's not easy. Not
Yeah.
as easy as she just made that look.
Very scary jump.
All right, we're seeing Hornet 1 here from Seth, and there's a lantern from Resting Grounds. And there's also a soul refill right by the stag bench, which is certainly nice if you're a runner because you don't want to get dive and have to worry about coming back with soul.
Lantern, I would check Stone Zinc Mass Shard sooner rather than later, because it's a high chance of something being here if it's that early.
Yeah, I'm definitely side-eyeing that Stone Snake Mask Shard, especially because it doesn't do anything else right now to our runners, to a pink team's knowledge. Purple team knows that it does do more than that because we have access to Crossroads. Yeah, Seth being behind in checking these Fog Canyon transitions is definitely going to hurt pink team.
Yeah. Oh, about to check Stone Zinc Mass Shard though. We'll see if this was bait or not.
Yeah. All right, it looks like Seth might find that Crossroads transition real soon. There's a Queen's Garden stag from Crossroads at Mila Totem. Cyclone finding those Mantis Lords that Vi walked by earlier.
Stone
I'm
Zinc
sure
Mass.
he's saying to himself, okay, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Stone Zinc Mass Shard was bait, unfortunately.
And now the other thing that lantern does, and that's this transition out of Crossroads on Vi's screen here. And it leads to Crystal Peak. Can't do anything there without a lot more movement.
Yeah.
But it is very good to know that that's there, with Check Colonist Crown being a required goal on the board.
Yeah.
Alright. Isma's tier at QG stag.
Oh, Cyclone made it into peak from a different direction.
Yeah, he sure did. I did not see how, to be frankly
Same
honest.
here. You look away for a second, and suddenly someone is halfway across the map.
Okay, Seth finding Crossroads. And King's Brand is in Crystal Peak at the Dark Room.
Ooh.
Doesn't do anything right now, but it will be useful later. And it looks like Cyclone is going to go check this drop down. I really like this.
Yeah.
Especially because you've not found Dirtmouth yet. And there's a lot of drop downs that lead to Dirtmouth.
Could also lead to the Deepness drop down, which would make Mantis Lords actually worth it.
Yeah, it could lead to the Deep Nest Fungal Core drop down. And it is Dirtmouth, so Cyclone's going to be able to get a chance to check shops. Or at least the Zelda. It is sort of kind of a nuisance that Sly it's in Crossroads and needs saved, and Cyclone is nowhere near there.
Yeah.
There's a
There's
Crystal Heart.
Dash.
So that's one of the two pieces required to end Upper Peak via that Mimic entrance.
Oh, it looks like Vi made it into Basin.
Isbis from QG, Crossroads, Acid to Basin. Thank you, chat.
Thanks.
Makes sense following up on those transitions that you have.
Cyclone farming for Geo for the Crystal Heart. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. That helps you move a lot faster, and this is one of the best places to farm Geo in the game. As long as you don't die.
Yeah. Cutting it very close, but I think that should be enough.
Alright, oh, about to find that King's Brand. And there's Stag Nest Stag. So that's access to Howling Cliffs.
Ooh, that's really good actually.
Howling Cliffs extremely difficult to access in map area rando. And we need to go there at some point for banishing the Grim Troop, so I'm sure Vi and Cyclone very happy to see that.
Yeah. It also gets them actually 4 more transitions.
Distant Village Stag at the City Storms elevator. So while we don't have much as far as conventional movement goes, Vi and Cyclone have a pretty sizable advantage just in terms of exploring the map, having access to different areas. Fink is just about to find that Crystal Heart at Zelda.
Bapanada.
You can afford it right away, which is helps them catch up a little.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Cyclone didn't go back and get that immediately. Also,
Yeah.
I think that was King Station Stag at Distant Village Stag, the classic stag chain.
Yo. It's rare to see no movement this far into the scene.
So we see the drop into Kingdom's Edge, normally from Waterway's back door. Yes, stags are extremely important in area rando because they may be the only way you can get there to that area.
Yeah. Plus, later on, when you're confused as to where everything goes, you have a consistent way to get to areas.
That is true. Or earlier on in our case.
Yep.
Weaver Song, out of logic boulder killer, but I'm pretty sure all of our runners know how to use it.
Yep. So Vi checking cliffs.
Certainly
Or
a better boulder killer than Sea Dashes.
there's 3 transitions Vi can get to from here. The drop down counts as 2. And
Yes.
then there's Baldur's Exit, which they already know leads to Green Path, so.
Baldur's Exit we have not seen.
I thought that's how they got into Green Path. I could be mistaken.
They got out of the green path side of Baldur's Exit, but I've never seen the cliff side.
Ah, that's right.
Alright, Seth going and buying that Ismus tier because Oat didn't have the money from C Dash. And it looks like Cyclone is going and getting that Crystal Heart now.
Yeah. This will be important to do the forward check and the dirt math transition.
King's Pass drop down goes to Deep Nest by the Mimics,
Ooh.
which I believe that's the first Deep Nest we've seen thus far. We've seen DV Stag, but no one's. Well, I suppose it has been taken, but this is definitely our first right side of Deep Nest. I'm not sure why Vi is continuing in this direction. You can't go anywhere without vertical here.
Yeah. I've
She'll
made this
realize
mistake
soon
before,
enough.
though.
Or Cyclone could just find. I was about to say Cyclone could just find vertical at Salubra and bail her out, but Cyclone also has exactly 2 Geo
Oh, there's God Tuner. Can't
and
remember
Hive
what that
Blood.
is.
Hive Blood is not charm locked. God Tuner is, although I don't know for how much.
I thought I saw 16.
Okay. Alright, Sly has Howling Wraiths. And that's about it. Alright, C Dash from Cliffs to Dirtmouth goes to the other DPS drop. So
Yeah,
this
this is
where having killed Mantis Lords opens up another transition. And that is in logic without any combat items.
Yep. Except I don't think Vi and Cyclone know where Mantis Lords are, because I don't think they
They
ever
did.
checked that. Did they?
Cyclone did go back and see
Alright.
what it was. Seeing a go mask shard check from Seth. Okay, that was a Mantis Claw in Howling Cliffs at the corner for map. Vi
Alright.
just doesn't have the Geo for it right now.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Fortunately, I don't think she has the Weavers equipped, which is a little unfortunate because those balders are a good source of Geo.
Yeah. Seth finding Sprint Master will give Oat and Seth a slight speed boost.
Alright, just a Hollowness Seal and some Essence behind False Knight. Let's see what Ancestral Mound has for us. Okay, I guess we don't need to check that Great Words
Alright.
transition from the core drop down because it's already there. So we're seeing some Ancestral Mound from Cyclone, There's a dive right before Cyclone gets to the boulder. That's going to be very nice for
Extremely,
isolating.
extremely convenient.
Yes, for not isolating Soulcatcher. Or for spending half an hour trying to get the terrible Crystal Dash kill on boulders. We're seeing False Knight here from Seth, so we know there's not going to be much there.
So you think Vi is going to check the waterways transition?
She is one simple key, right? Or does...
Yeah.
I don't think you bite on this, but it's not the worst play in the world. I would say I'm still not much of a fan of it, though. Especially having, I believe, knowledge of King Station Stag. Yeah, just selling to Lem and leaving, I think this is 100% the right call.
Yeah. Pleasure House is also a bit more valuable with Ghost Essence. It's 2 extra checks.
Yes, we don't have a Dream Nail yet, but it's still definitely something you want to have. See Hidden Station Stag at a lot of Rancid Eggs, and Fragile Greed at a slightly smaller number of Rancid Eggs.
There's Claw.
Yep, and we're seeing not Dark Jonies.
Not Dark. Narc. It's Narc Nonies. Narc Jonies.
I mean, I hate Jonies Dark Rooms, so I won't disagree with you on that. Yeah, Pink Team kind of forgetting they have C-Dash a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, having this Mantis Claw opens up a lot more an edge from purple here. Oh, that's why. That's why Vi didn't have Weaver Song on when she went to Cliffs the first time, because she didn't have it. That's a completely valid point.
Mm.
I can't argue with not having something equipped because you don't have it.
Yeah. So Vi, unfortunately, is going to have to come back to Jonies later for the Ghost Essence.
Yeah.
Oh, here's our first stream now.
Yeah, I was about to ask whether or not Seth was the one who killed VFK, but I guess that mark answers that question.
Yeah. That does give away where Dream Nettle is for a Corporal team.
It very much does. So we found Moss Prophet here. I didn't see where this was from, but we're gonna... No, we're not going to find out because Oak's just going to warp out of the room. You're still missing that Stagna Stag, which was behind the elevator path. Cyclone being on 1 HP, no dash and edge.
Oh, this is making me nervous.
It's scary, but you gotta heal him, and looks like he should be okay.
You definitely want to heal frequently in edge when you, especially when you have very little movement.
Alright, so now we're seeing some of Oro's dive area. These first couple of checks are in logic without dash, but anything behind the flight tunnels are not.
We're gonna get Blue Lake transition from Vi soon.
I think quickly going up here and checking the... Never mind. I think if I must just be grabbing this bench.
Maybe grabbing the bench and quickly checking crypts.
With having dive, I suppose that makes sense, and with Cyclone being an edge and probably going to be there for a little bit. Alright, Seth is in Abyss. Nothing at the Shriek check today. Alright, Cyclone about to get that Dream Nail. And if you are our purple team here, what are you thinking? I would say.
Definitely check Sanctum sooner rather than later. Dive and claw. You can also grab this transition on the way.
It's vanilla. So that is a transition to waterways, but the text doesn't come up, so you are not required to mark the goal. It's a little strange, but
Yeah.
so this check that Vi is about to get is actually in logic with Claw, C dash.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Pink is continuing to... Oh, Seth having a time with Sporgs. Pink is continuing to go in directions that are not towards that elevator pass check.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like there's a tinge of irony in Oat not going and checking the Oat check.
Yep.
And it being what they need.
So why was it called Oat check? Is it because Oat kept forgetting to check it, or because Oat always checks it?
I don't actually remember why it was called that.
Thought this having a time with Sporks.
Yeah, Sporgs can be pretty mean without any
Yeah.
reason. There is a subpixel setup that makes it considerably easier, but I'm not sure if Seth knows it.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure if I know it.
It's as you're going up between the tiny gap, you hit the wall to the right.
It's like I just know it exists. I don't usually have enough trouble with that jump for me to really justify it, but it's probably something I should know.
Although with Claw,
Um,
you should be able to just hit the final wall and quickly jump out.
yeah. Problem is Seth doesn't have Claw. We're seeing Ghost Essence here. We're seeing Glade here from Cyclone, by the way.
Yeah, some very skilled parries.
Swim in Glade.
Feels like an appropriate place for it.
Not quite swim in waterways, but still amusing.
Yep.
Cyclone
It's like
going to try to get this check second.
it looks like Vi is about to explore Deep Nest.
Yep.
This will be our first person in Deep Nest. Should be fun.
Yeah, there's Oat and Seth aren't going to have too much more available to them without that claw. They are going to get a dash though from Leg Eater.
Ooh. It definitely puts them at a major advantage.
I mean, I would rather have the claw right now, just because of how many areas we've seen.
Yeah.
And there's definitely not a terrible chance that they find a dash elsewhere. Oh, Vi.
Oh.
That death hurts.
Yeah.
It was in Super Secret Seal, which is a long way away from anything.
Cyclone can do waste from the other direction, which means there's a chance they might be getting dash in their near future.
Yes. Cyclone going to a much faster Mantis Lord's fight than Seth did, even just having Wraiths and Dive.
Yeah.
And Seth doing dash. Wait, no, not Dashless Elder Who. We have Dash over there.
Yeah. Elder here with rates and dash should be fine.
I mean, it's still Elder Who though. Is it ever fine?
That's fair. Elder Who, the worst bosses in the game. Mr. Teleports behind you, nothing personnel, kiddo.
All right, we're seeing left side of QG here from Oat with that dash. This is something that Purple can do as well, having Claw, but I just don't think we've seen.
Has Pink found cliffs yet?
Pink has not found clips yet. Okay, so now purple has both verticals and no dash
Hmm.
because wings is a Garpy journal entry. Which that wings is locked by claw. Unless we find Trampass somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think the real question is how long is it going to take purple to find that dash? Or to find any dash? Because it might not be the Leg Eater one that we see first.
Yeah. I think Cyclone will get to it pretty soon. Wings. Oh, yeah, I'm wrong. Cyclone proving me a liar. Unless they're just temporarily warping out.
Checking Bretta
Probably
makes sense here.
Yeah.
Not checking GPZ makes slightly less sense.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Especially with Kala 1 on the board, that's super important to check.
I'd also like to see a bit more of Crystal Peak from Vi and Cyclone. I understand not doing Hollowness Crown right now to not give away that you have Claw, but Peak has a lot of checks,
Yeah.
and you found most of the areas in the game already.
Are there any areas purple doesn't have access to? Have they been to Gardens yet? Wait, they have QG Stag, I think.
Yeah, they have QG Stag. First white fragment, by the way, from Fungal Wastes. Okay, it looks like Cyclone did not take the Fungal Core bait, which I certainly would have taken having Wings Claw this early, but
Yeah.
it's going to work out well for them not going there because there is likely going to be a dash in their very near future.
A really clear, really clean Borgs by Cyclone there.
Abyss entrance is not, although the transition into Ancient Basin is. Though I believe both teams have already been to Basin.
Yeah.
There's
Ooh.
Shopkeeper's Key blocked by those wings. Looks like Vi is going to Sanctum. Vengeful Spirit's going to make that a lot nicer. Seems GG check from Cyclone. Okay, Oat is going to find that stag nest. And
That'll be
hopefully
huge.
that moon. Okay, if she doesn't die beforehand.
Yeah.
And hopefully that means that pink should be finding vertical very shortly.
That drop is really rough without dive, though. It's very easy to just get wombo comboed into the spikes.
All right, so it looks like Cyclone is headed to Crystal Peak to do a bit more there. Oh,
Oh, Vi as well. This part of Sanctum is really rough, though.
yeah, it can definitely be rough. Yeah, Cyclone just went to QG and pieced out, so Purple's still going dashless. I'm pretty sure that Purple still has a pretty significant check lead on Pink, though.
Yeah. Once Pink finds Claw, though, they might be able to close the gap if Purple doesn't find Dash anytime soon.
Quite possibly. Cornifer and Crystal Peak has the other swim. Oh,
Oh,
so another
no.
death in city storerooms.
That's
Has revenge
tragic.
this time, so it's much less bad.
Oh, there's one of the other dashes at Shopkeeper's Key. A little surprised neither Oat nor Seth is immediately going to check Stagnest in Distant Village.
Yeah, I would have to agree there. Especially Seth, because we've already seen this area on Oat screen. Yeah, Seth can do a little bit in Kingdom's Edge here with that Ismus Dash combo, but not very much.
Yeah. Cyclone and Vi are going to give away that they have Claws in.
Yeah, I mean, 47 minutes in, I'm not concerned about that.
Yeah.
purple did not check Hollowness mark check Hollowness Crown, correct?
They did not. They did get the check though, right? I can see it in their recent items.
Yeah, 2 checks from Hollowness Crown. Yeah.
Alright, I will mark that for them.
Alright, seeing back of Beast Den from Vi here. Or rather, all of Beast Den, just from the back. Oh, I think Vi's map mod isn't working because it's not set in transition mode.
Oh.
Which, yeah, that would do it.
Ranjo Stenja. Jonsha. Garrett. Vendasu. Jonsha. Vendasu. Jonsha.
How much
Cyclone.
that for Cyclone?
Garrett.
I did not catch it, but Cyclone cutting it very close to CG2. Although that's one of the less terrible bosses to die to.
Yeah, with there being a bench right there.
Yeah.
It's a nuisance, but it's not more than that.
Yes, Seth finally going to Stagnest.
Alright, and Seth does have the Geo to afford Claw. Going to stop and ascend with Gorb first.
I don't think Purple take Gorb, did they?
I don't believe we've seen Gorb yet, no.
Yeah. They didn't have the Dream Now when they went to Cliffs.
I'm not sure why if I talk to Maskmaker. There is a area transition over there. You know, I'm not going to falter runners for just wanting to say hi.
Yeah. Just pop in for a friendly little chat.
Queen Station Stag, nothing of value at Gorb. Yeah, Cyclone, you should probably check that shiny thing that you walked right past. Alright, so Cyclone will probably find a Shade Soul coming up soon from Leg Eater. For a moment, I thought Cyclone was going to warp out of the middle of the Shroomel's fight, and I would have lost my mind.
That would have been so tragic.
Alright, let's see what Weaver's Den has. Also, it looks like Seth went right to check the transitions first, rather than left to check the checks. So, Pink's going to be missing Claw for a little bit longer.
A little bit longer. I don't think. Hoping it won't take too much longer for Seth to go to the left side. Seth realizing that they need vertical to get to the top. Of Deep Nest.
Okay, Waterway's back door here from Cyclone. I did not see where this was from.
Interestingly enough, Seth will be able to get the door from beating Mantis Lords.
Yeah, Seth will find the other cliffs transition from here.
Yeah. It's extremely tragic.
Okay, there's Dreamgate from Cyclone at the dive Rancid Egg in Peak.
Does give access to Boulder Shells, though.
And there's King Soul for purple team. Definitely starting to run away with this a little bit.
Yeah.
But all it takes is one little random obtain for one of these matches to go completely sideways.
Yeah. The two random obtains we have left, besides the trending, is Longnail or Mark of Pride and Shade Soul.
Yes, that is correct. So there are at least two of each rather than one of each, but can still be in some pretty nasty spots.
Yeah.
We need Grimchild, but we previewed that at 30 grubs
Yeah.
near the very beginning of the seed, so
So no grub gimmicks, but it is still a grub seed. After all, I did roll the seed, so there is going to be grubs required.
how many charms for God Tuner? We believe it was 16. I don't think charms should be an issue. Also, shoutouts to Seth and Oat having, well, I was about to say having two of the fragile charms, and Cyclone and Vi having the other two, having the unbreakable version of the other fragile charm, but then Seth just went and ruined it by picking up Fragile Greed.
So I think Oat and Seth could still get this from behind, because they probably know that Cyclone and Vi have a significant lead, and they haven't found the other random obtains. There's a chance they're somewhere awful.
That's true, although it's a lot harder to pinpoint awful locations in map area rando.
Yeah.
Alright, Seth summoning the Grim Troop. Which, did we see Vi
We have
do
not-
that while she was in Cliffs?
I don't think so. This is the first time someone's checking Divine in Grim Tent.
I am always a fan of just summoning the Grim Troop if you can.
Yeah. Especially if you have C-Dash.
Yeah, and doubly especially. Well, they don't have Cyclone Slash, but if you have Cyclone Slash, it's even better. Oh, taking
Oh.
another death to Glade.
It's a difficult area with Revik, though.
Yeah. Seth finding the other crystal heart in at the Deep Nest lower map.
Yeah. I believe Wings was in Deep Nest, right?
Yes, Wings was at Garpede journal entry. So if Seth is continuing on that path, then they will probably find it soon. Purple probably still has the old tracker, which has Spore Shroom instead of the Dupe Dreamer. Alright. So, let's see. What goals are there? Are there any goals besides just straight up random obtains that Purple team can't do? I don't think there are.
I think you're correct. Purple team needs the 2 random obtains. We don't know where they are yet. And they still need trending.
Just a soul refill at Graham Warner.
Fortunately, no flower quest this scene. Or fortunately, depending on who you ask.
Yeah. Fortunately for our runners.
Yep.
Unfortunately for chat. Alright, Cyclone heading up towards Kalos. Kalo 1 is a goal on the board. And checking this transition real quick. It's vanilla.
Ooh.
But yeah, checking that transition is a smart move doing that while you're up there.
Would be interested to see if Cyclone does Color 1 before knowing what's that GPZ.
Yeah, we already saw a Breda check, I think, from
Yeah.
Cyclone, but I think he worked out before checking GPZ.
That is correct.
So maybe he goes back and checks. I really don't know.
Yeah. Opting to do Paralooker first, which makes sense.
Also, it looks like Seth went to the left from Hot Springs first, rather than getting the quick checks to the right. And that's going to cost them wings for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, Dupe Dreamer from the Kingdom's Edge entrance relic. Dupe Dash at Pale Lurker.
That is an unfortunate dash location.
That is a location that exists.
Who would you rather fight, Elder Hool or Pale Lurker?
I mean, for me, it depends. It depends on the equipment.
Yeah.
In general, though, I would probably say Elder Who. Elder Who eventually comes back towards you. Pale Lurker just doesn't.
That's true.
Okay, we still have not seen a divine check from anyone. Oat going to Warp out of Sanctum. And Vi is doing Broken Vessel.
I think they're also going to do Lostkin.
I mean, if you go over here, I think you do both.
Yeah. They definitely have the equipment for it, too.
And that's Broken Vessel down.
Do you remember where Dupe Dreamer was?
Duke Dreamer was Kingdom's Edge Entrance Relic.
Alright, so we will have to remember if Purple finds that or not.
Purple was the team that found that.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll remember that Purple found that for purposes of scoring. If it matters.
Loskin not going great for Vi here to start.
Nice recovery.
Markov blocking a Dream Nail,
Oh,
which means Palace is now in logic.
Path of Pain's on the menu. It's a high chance Purple does it too.
Yeah, Vi might just do this while she's invasing. Vi has been on 1 HP for basically this entire fight, by the way.
Yeah. Ah. I shouldn't have looked back over.
And Cyclone is doing Glowing Womb. Gotta do this at some point, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I think Purple is to target areas with goals, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a Crossroad Stag.
They're also close to Grimchild.
Yeah, I can't see how many grubs they have.
They're at 26.
They're at 26, so yeah, they are very close.
Pretty sure at this point they'll save the remaining grubs before going to cliffs.
Yeah, for sure. Pink has done 3 different spell locations, right? Abyss Shriek, VS, and now Dive.
Yeah.
Let me mark that.
Well, okay, since it's Purple done. I know it's done Dive. I think they've done VS.
Purple?
Yeah,
Purple's not done Shriek.
yeah. But I
And
think they've done VS and dive so far, so I could do one more to make sure I get smarts. It's a nice zero fight by Cyclone.
only going to get a soul refill from it.
Oh,
Which is going to help Vi in the middle of Lostkin.
yeah.
Right?
Let's go
And
by.
there's GG's from Lostkin. And it's only going to be a deep focus.
Still a pretty good charm for zero.
You have not seen No Eyes yet. We did see the Stone Sank Mask Shard, though. Oh, there's a white fragment of Divine.
Oh,
So that is going to be Void Heart for Sai and Vi. And they're going to at least have to summon the troop eventually when they get Grimchild.
which fragile was it behind?
Strength.
To sta jugando.
Alright, there is Pink's first streamer.
Dartmouth Stag at Divine.
Yeah, that's one of those things that, definitely could be useful if your teammate hasn't made it to Dartmouth yet.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's less important with it not leading to
Black Egg.
Black Egg.
Oh, there's Sharp Shadow.
Yep. Alright, and Vi is about to go into Abyss. I believe she will be able to full clear, which is going to be very nice.
Yeah.
Not having to double dip. Oh, I guess they don't need that white fragment from Divine. They're just going to find the one in Lifeblood Core.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. So still no Longnail Mark of Pride, still no Shade Soul.
My but's on Palace. And third spell location for purple.
Yep. Alright, looks like Sai is just doing a lot of Fog Canyon cleanup here. Okay, there's Worrying. So that's 3 Dreamers for purple team. So they need Longnail Mark of Pride and Shade Soul. And that's go mode.
Yeah. Oh, it's a location for dive.
That is a dupe dive location, alright.
Purple is really entering cleanup mode at this point.
Yeah, purple has just played this seed very well.
Yeah.
Cyclone doing Hornet 2 now.
Really unfortunate that Seth never picked up the wings.
Yeah, Oat is... Well, Oat was kind of having a bit of an issue with that, but she made it up.
Yep, let's got this.
I don't know why Cyclone didn't mark Hornet 2, but I'm going to mark it for them.
Alright.
If I can navigate the bingo board.
Oh, might be doing Palace. Let's go.
I always... Oh, Mark of Pride was at Grubs. We just missed it.
Yeah.
So they are still looking for Shade Soul, but they're definitely closer to go mode than I thought.
Yeah. It's like Cyclone's getting ready to fight Grim. Potentially. It looks like Vi's stream is frozen.
Not sure. Oh no, Oats.
Oh.
getting bullied by primal aspids in Kingdom's Edge. Truly the quintessential Kingdom's Edge experience.
Since I'm going for risky strats.